Hello boys and girls. So last week we started talking about an artist named John James Audubon, and Audubon was known for his drawings of birds. He went out into the wild and spent a lot of time observing birds and their behaviors and finding new species, and what he would do is he would draw those birds. So we're going to kind of use him as our inspiration, and we're going to do what's called an observational drawing. An observational drawing means you're drawing what you look at. That is what John James Audubon was best known for. So since I don't have a real life bird to look at and observe and watch, we're going to just look at this picture of a cardinal. And then we're going to draw him, and we're going to use him as our inspiration because it's kind of associated with the month of December. So we're going to also be adding some birch trees with texture. We want to show the texture of the branches. So first let's start on drawing our cardinal. So the first thing we're going to do is start with his beak shape. And I'm going to go kind of over a little bit from my paper. I'm not quite in the center, but I'm a little bit over. I want his body to go on this part of my paper, but I want to save enough room for all of him. So I'm going to go towards the middle and over just a touch. Now I'm going to create a V shape, but the V is going to be slightly curved. So I go down and I'm looking at my bird, and I'm going to come back in like that. That's going to be his beak. I'm also going to make a V shape on this side like that, because I can see that on my bird. I'm going to do my line in between where his beak is separated. And then let's start to add his head shape. So his head shape comes out of his beak, it goes at a diagonal. So I'm going to go at a diagonal, add some feather texture, and then we're going to create his backside there. So it's another diagonal that's going to kind of go downward. Now I'm going to kind of simplify it a little bit too. Actually, I made that a little too high. Don't be afraid to use your eraser. I'm going to do a little line down, and then I'm going to do my diagonal for his back. From there, we're going to add his belly. So from his beak, we're going to make a curved shape around. Now that doesn't include his tail, my friends, so don't worry about that too much. I'm going to add his eye, which is a circle over here. I like to add the reflection in there. And then I'm going to add that black coloring that he has. So I'm going to draw a line that goes from there to his eye down and around his beak. So when we color that in, that part will be colored black. Let's give him a tail. So from his bum here, I'm going to do a diagonal that kind of comes down. Mine would kind of go off the paper a little bit, which is okay. And let's give him a wing. So from here, I'm going to do a curve line up. Now let's give his wing, let's give him some legs first, and then we'll go in with some feathers. So I'm going to have one foot come out this way, little toe, and his other toes are going to go that way. Same with this one. And we're going to make it look like he's sitting on a branch, so don't really worry about it too much yet. From there, let's add some feathered textures. So you're going to make kind of a loop-de-loop line on the top of his wing here, well, over a little bit. And from there, we're going to draw lines to the end of his wing. Like that. Great. I'm going to add some lines for his tail as well. His tail feathers. Great. Now we're ready to add some trees. We're going to add birch trees and make them look like they are textured. So first off, I want to make it look like he's standing on a branch. So I got to draw my branch just a little bit above his foot. I'm going to have this branch come off of the paper. So that's going to be the top part. This will be the bottom part. Does not need to look like this branch. We can make our branches how we want. I'm going to have mine come all the way over here. I'm going to make mine come over this. And make it look like my branch is split. From there, I'm going to add branches or like trees that are coming straight up. So I'm going to go up like this. Behind, we're going to do some overlapping so it makes it look like there are trees behind it or in front of it. Make it look like this one has a branch coming out. And it's going behind it so I don't overlap those lines. I'm going to do one more over here. I'm going to fill up your paper. It's going to be a branch that's coming out. Okay. Now we're going to add some lines to add some textures onto our trees. So birch trees have these little pieces of dark bark. So they're actually like little curves in from your go with the direction of your branch. Use them sparingly. Don't use too many because then it'll just look like it's totally striped. And there you go. A couple more details onto this tree. And you are all set. So next week we will be outlining and adding some color and some patterns. So I will see you then.